Welcome to Advanced Field Tactics. We've a new perfume for you. This one's a real scorcher. It's a concentrated acid gas with a jellied base to make it sticky. You definitely don't want to get it on you. Here's a spiffy new device that should make dealing with security cameras less of an ordeal. When fastened to a camera, it generates a still image from the camera's viewpoint that should convince a casual watcher that he's seeing an empty room. Attach a camera disabler to this security camera. Excellent. Riding a motorcycle is easier than you might suspect. To get on, simply walk up and activate it. Hit activate again to dismount. Hit the forward key to accelerate, backward to brake, and the left and right turn or sidestep keys to steer. You can also steer with the mouse if you prefer. You will decelerate automatically if you release the forward key. Traction will generally be better on harder surfaces. Although you cannot use weapons while riding a motorcycle, you're not completely vulnerable. Ramming an enemy at speed is an effective way to clear a path. Excellent.
If Dr. Schenker is indeed being held in this secret underground research facility in North America, it's a safe bet he won't be there for long once Harm figures out what you're up to. The first step is to identify and detain the American Railways conspirator so that we can interrogate him. You will then need to locate the hidden entrance to the facility, find Dr. Schenker, and get him out alive. Without him, we're doomed.
Have you seen anything suspicious?
Like what?
There's a spy aboard this train.
Are you sure?
I am.
How do you know?
I have my sources.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Let's just say I heard it from a little birdie that someone's been poking around, nosing for information about our obliging engineer friend.
Oh.
We don't want that information falling into the wrong hands, do we?
Well, I haven't seen any spies.
If you do, let me know. We don't tolerate spies.
I'll keep an eye out.
See that you do.
Moron.
Did you say something?
What?
I could have sworn I just heard you call me a Mormon.
Why would I call you a Mormon?
I have no idea.
Do you have something against Mormons?
No.
Then why are we having this conversation?
I hope you're happy,
See you
Why?
later, then.
because I'm not.
What's wrong?
If we had taken a plane, we would have been there yesterday morning. Instead, we're still stuck in this sardine can.
You know how I feel about airplanes.
And you know how I feel about long, boring train rides because we do this every time we go anywhere.
Sorry. Next time you can fly and I'll ride the train.
You mean travel separately?
Why not?
You don't like traveling with me?
Sure, but I want you to be happy.
You're just trying to get rid of me, aren't you?
Honey, calm down.
You probably just want to have an affair with some train riding hussy.
Don't be silly.
Tickets, please. Hello? Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Tickets, please. Who's there?
I love riding the train.
Tickets, please.
We got us a smile
Tickets,
this
please.
They say that every week.
Yeah, but this time there was some guy asking around about the engineer that's working for us.
They say that every week.
Tickets, please.
Well, it makes me nervous.
Everything makes you nervous. Pipe down, will you? Try to admire the scenery.
Well, maybe I'd be less nervous if you'd do your job instead of staring
Tickets,
out the
please.
window.
Yeah? Well, maybe you'd be less nervous if you were lying in a hole in the ground 6 feet under.
Don't threaten me.
Or what?
I'll tell Roscoe.
Go ahead. just you, or is it hot in here?
Either way, I think you need a cold shower.
Kind of half-wit comes up with these code phrases anyway.
I know what you mean. What do you have for me?
Looks like the assistant engineer has been acting alone. Crew compartments are all the way at the front of the train. You should be able to find him there, since his shift doesn't start for another half hour.
Perfect.
Who are you? No, please, don't hurt me!
That should keep you out of trouble for a spell.
From me! Come out of there! Now! Show yourself!
I'm on my way to visit my mother in Portland. I can't think of a better way to travel, can you?
I know you're around here somewhere. Rat! that a caboose?
Yup.
What do you think it's doing out here?
Not sure.
Should we report it?
Probably.
Maybe we should check it out first.
Okay.
Hey, Delaney, you got a phone call.
Who is it?
Sounds like your girlfriend.
Tell her I'm out on patrol.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I got better things to do than talk to her.
Like what?
Like stand here looking at my shoes. I'll see her this weekend and there won't be any need for talking.
Yeah, what a romantic.
Ain't I sweet? is the girl? I don't know. Then what use are you?
Always acting tough and picking fights. Scrawny as a plucked chicken, too. So one day we're getting shelled, this big rock comes clanging down his little Marine's helmet. He takes it personal, right? Gets up and starts cussing and hollering. The lieutenant shouting at him to hug the dirt. But he's just on a roll. Probably figures he can cuss a whole North Korean army into submission.
I guess you gotta admire his courage.
Stupidity's more like it. Anyway, he's just going on and on and on. The lieutenant tells me to get the idiot off his feet because he's marking our position for the mortars. So I start crawling over there, yelling at him to give it up, and he starts calling me chicken and saying how scared I am.
I hope you knocked him on his butt.
I was right about to when this rifle round comes swinging along and rips his lower jaw clean off his face.
Jeez.
He's just staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and all of a sudden I start laughing. I can't stop. I'm just choking on laughter. Of course, he finally figures out he ought to hit the dirt, but now he's bleeding all over and making these pathetic noises.
How come you were laughing?
Because it was just so perfect. He loved shooting off his mouth, but he wasn't too happy about having it shot off for him. It was unreal.
What happened to the kid?
Oh, he croaked.
That's a hell of a story.
It's got a good moral, too.
Yep, I guess it does.
I ought to tell Hanson that story.
I doubt he'd get it. Guys like that just don't realize what suckers they are.
So, didn't you used to work for Evil Alliance?
Yeah, for about a week.
That bad, eh?
You ever heard that saying about the banality of evil?
About the Holocaust, yeah.
Well, that definitely applies to Evil Alliance. Those guys are a bunch of idiots with huge entitlement issues. They really think the world owes them something.
That's pretty common in this line of work.
No kidding. I mean, I totally understand not wanting to have a legitimate job, but at least be honest about it. Some guys get so self-righteous, like it's okay to be evil because life is hard. Hell with that. Deal with it. Be a man.
I always heard good things about Evil Alliance. I know a lot of guys that think they're this great little organization.
Yeah, they have this weird credibility in the criminal industry for some reason, but you notice the media doesn't take them seriously at all.
I never really thought about it, but you're right.
The guy that runs it is a total moron. He's the most conniving, ambivalent little bastard I ever met. One day he's anti-American, the next he loves America and he hates the Germans.
Sounds like a real jerk.
Sad thing is, those idiots will never realize how insignificant they are. It's kind of ironic. They're irritating because they're stupid, but they're too stupid to realize it, which makes them even more irritating.
I don't mind them being stupid. I can tolerate stupid people. I just can't stand smug, stupid people.
Ah, well, what you gonna do?
You just gotta vent every once in a while, you know?
I guess so. Well, I better get back. See ya!
Man down! She's over here! Ah! Stay alert. There's been some trouble upstairs.
What kind of trouble?
Spy trouble.
How do you know?
That's just what they told me.
I'd like to see a spy try to get in here.
Well, make sure you're ready just in case one does. Anybody there? this stuff shipping out?
Tomorrow afternoon.
What's in these crates, anyway?
I don't know.
Supplies?
Could be.
You don't know?
No, I don't.
How is that possible?
The stuff arrives in these crates. I check and make sure everything's accounted for. Then either it goes downstairs or we ship it to the tropics. What's inside is none of my business. If they wanted me to know, they'd label the crates.
You've never peeked?
Why would I?
Aren't you the least bit curious?
No, I'm not.
Not even a little bit?
Maybe a little.
Let's hope it won't.
No way, pal.
Ah, come on.
Forget it.
Please?
What the heck? National Geographic magazine.
That's unexpected. Identify yourself. Show yourself. You can't hide for long. Look out! Hello? I knew you were around here somewhere.
is too.
It is not.
It is too.
It is not.
It is too. You can't expect the solution to react without a catalyst.
There is a catalyst. That's not the problem.
Are you sure your proportions are correct?
Positive. I measured everything twice.
You included all the ingredients?
Yes, yes!
Even the sodium nitrate?
Oh, damn. I forgot about that.
Your brother-in-law's still looking for a carpenter? I think so. Why? I'm thinking about quitting. Seriously? Yep. How come? I'm sick of being a bad guy. What would my mother think? You know, she saved up for 16 years to put me through college. My dad used to give her a weekly allowance, and she'd always stash a little away. Wow, that's impressive. But I thought you didn't go to college. I didn't. I talked her into giving me the money instead. What'd you do with it? First thing I did was buy a 59 Edsel. Ooh, bad call. What are you talking about? It's a great car. That thing purrs like a kitten at 90 miles per hour. Hell, I can get her up to 120 without breaking a sweat. Really? But I thought Edsels bombed. They didn't meet sales expectations, but Ford still sold over 100,000 of them. You're kidding? No, I mean it. A car doesn't have to sell 1 million units to be successful. It's all about projections. Unfortunately, the Edsel didn't sell as well as Ford expected, but it definitely sold. If you ask me, it was just bad timing. There was a recession, and people were looking for more economical cars. Wow, I never realized. Just goes to show you how the press can twist things around.
raw fish stuff? Hell no. That's what I figured too, but my girlfriend talked me into trying it the other night. It was really good.
No thanks, I don't even like cooked fish.
That's the thing, it wasn't fishy at all. At least the stuff I tried. We had tuna, yellowtail, squid, some other stuff.
Ugh.
I'm telling you, you ought to at least give it a try.
Not on your life, pal.
You're missing out.
Oh well, more for you, right?
You bet your life.
Gott in Himmel! You're alive?
More or less.
But I saw you fall out of the plane without a parachute.
Oh, that. Well, someone loaned me one on the way down. Very generous of him. Anyway, I thought I'd drop by and see if you'd like to get out of here.
I would indeed. If I had known I'd end up in a place like this, I never would have left Berlin. But I suppose that was part of the plan.
What do you mean?
It seems we have been carefully manipulated by Harm all along. My decision to defect and your organization's decision to aid me were part of an intricate scheme. I have overheard my captors discussing the matter. Harm wanted my research, but they didn't want to draw attention to themselves in order to get it.
So they let us do the dirty work.
Precisely. I was approached by one of their agents, who filled my head with tantalizing stories of the West and the freedom I would find there should I defect. He took care of the arrangements, knowing full well that I would end up here.
Ingenious. Their only mistake was to underestimate us.
Although the rescue of Dr. Schenker was absolutely imperative if Unity were to have even the merest hope of victory, it comes at a grievous cost. There is much still to accomplish, but very little time in which to do so.
This morning at exactly 9:02 a.m., there was an explosion of unknown origin in the town of Shilling, England.
That's where the Baroness grew up.
Well, case closed. Arrest her immediately.
Scoff all you please.
The source of this blast was a banker by the name of Lester Cheems. Casualties are estimated at over 1,300 innocent people. Their blood is on the hands of the agency responsible for kidnapping Dr. Otto Schenker from us. Until he is returned to the facility from which he was abducted, we shall continue to mete out similar punishments every 48 hours. That is all.
Those figures are correct, by the way.
1,300 people.
I suppose we can assume Harm is capable of delivering on its threats.
Indeed, which means we have exactly 2 days to complete our objectives.
Can we have records and research find out if this Lester Cheems ever knew Felicity Farnsworth?
I suppose, although I can't see that it will prove anything.
You never know.
Well, I, for one, am reticent to implicate a respected public figure on the basis of mere coincidence.
You call it coincidence. I call it circumstantial evidence.
Knowing the victim of a crime hardly qualifies as circumstantial evidence.
That depends on the victim, the crime, and the circumstances, doesn't it?
Enough of this bickering. Send in Dr. Schenker, if you please. Ah, here you are. Thank you for joining us, Doctor. I hope your accommodations are adequate.
Exceptional, thank you. Hello again, Miss Archer.
Hello, Doctor.
I'm sorry there wasn't time to brief you sooner, but I imagine you've already heard about this morning's disaster.
I have.
Then I'm sure you can understand the need for alacrity in devising a plan of action. Harm has promised another attack within the next 48 hours unless we hand you over, which imposes a rather daunting deadline.
How can I help?
We need to know who Harm has infected with the reagent, and we need the antidote.
Unfortunately, I cannot help you with the first problem. I was never told how the reagent was being used or on whom. I'm afraid it would not make much difference, even if I had. I'm terrible with names, you see.
What about the antidote?
Ah, yes, that is also a problem. You see, the antidote is highly unstable, and can therefore only be produced in a zero-gravity environment.
You mean outer space?
Quite so.
So in other words, Harm was lying about having the antidote.
Not true. They do have it.
So they stole it?
They developed it.
But how's that possible?
Harm has its own space program.
That's preposterous.
Not necessarily. A few weeks ago, the U.S. branch reported an unscheduled rocket launch from a small tropical island off the coast of Mandaru.
Are you sure it wasn't the Soviets?
It's certainly possible, although we have plenty of spies in the Soviet Union and none could confirm a launch.
This is starting to sound like circumstantial evidence, Mr. Smith.
Agreed, but it's the only lead we have. If it is Harm, I certainly can't explain where the funding and materials are coming from. Maybe the Soviets are involved.
At the moment, all that matters is that we get our hands on that antidote.
Very well. Archer, your job will be to locate and infiltrate the launch facility and recover a sufficient quantity of the antidote for our purposes.
Assuming this is even the right place?
Yes.
Understood.
We'll give you a radio frequency to use in case you need to contact us. Your code name will be Foxhunt. Ours is Foxhound.
Did Bruno tell you that story?
Yes, he did.
What story?
When Archer was a girl, her father took her on a fox hunt. The fox got away.
Fascinating, but I fail to see the relevance.
In her other occupation, Archer was known as the Fox. As Bruno told it, you were so impressed with the Fox's escape from such a dire predicament, you adopted it as a personal symbol. Is that right?
Something like that.
That sort of resourcefulness would certainly serve us well right about now.
What an amusing anecdote. Shall we take turns telling stories? Or shall we get back to the mission at hand?
When do I leave?
As soon as possible.
Let's just hope I find myself in harm's way, if you take my meaning.
If we're wrong about this, there will be hell to pay. Good luck, Archer. We're counting on you.